Hi, this is Tracey, the dietitian. We're going to be doing a series on gardening this summer. And we're going to start with how to create a garden, how to plan your garden, how to plant your garden, all the way through watching it grow this summer, taking care of it, and then into the fall when we'll be talking about how to harvest the garden and also use all of that great produce that you're able to get in some great recipes. I've been doing raised bed gardening for several years. This year I'm trying something new though with my raised bed garden. So I expanded the garden with the help of my husband, building me some new boxes, and I'm doing square foot gardening. If you've never heard of square foot gardening, it is supposed to be a very efficient way of gardening where you can get a maximum amount of produce out of a small amount of area. So I'm going to show you what we've done so far. There are 2 boxes. You can see the other one over there. I also have some smaller boxes on this side. Those have my tomato plants and my jalapeno pepper plants. These boxes are the ones that have most of the vegetables in them. So in order to do square foot gardening, you actually have to make a grid and create square feet. The raised bed garden itself is very easy to make. You go to the hardware store, you get some different lengths of wood. You can either cut those at home or they'll cut them at the hardware store. Make sure you do not get pressure treated wood. So pressure treated wood has chemicals in it that will seep into your food. Then if you can see on the edge here, I put in different screws along the way. So I measured out square foot areas. So you put your grid out, make a square foot. I just use strings along the way. Depending on how far things need to be spaced apart, some of the square feet, things like peas, you might be able to plant 12 or 16 plants in one small square foot. Things like watermelon and pumpkins, you need maybe 4 square feet or 6 square feet just for one plant. So it does take some planning. However, getting the most out of your square foot garden seems like a pretty cool idea to me. Garden soil is not super cheap. It's like $5 or $6 a bag. And so we decided that it was going to be a little expensive to fill the entire box with that. So we got about 3 bags of that and said, okay, so we got a load of topsoil. I would say this is probably between 60 and 65% topsoil. Then there's some garden soil. We added 3 bags of compost to each one of these gardens, and they're about 10 by 5, so 10 feet by 5 feet. On top of that, we also got a bag of peat moss. That we mixed all that together, and that is what the dirt is made up of. Now, the ones where my tomatoes are in over here, those have some compost and peat moss mixed in, but they're mostly topsoil. What I found is that tomatoes do really well in just topsoil. But the topsoil can be very dense. So using just topsoil, what you'll find is your water kind of runs off the top. So you do have to add maybe a little bit of something else to it to try to make it a less dense mixture, and so your water will seep in better. So this year I planted all sorts of good things. So mesclun mix, spinach, peas, beans, carrots, onions, cauliflower. I even tried some pumpkins and some watermelon. I have peppers, cucumbers. My daughter loves cucumbers. There's zucchini in here. I was a little worried that the wind might cause a problem with the plants. So at the very end, at the other end down here, I planted sunflowers because those are supposed to be a great wind block. So the very first row is all sunflowers, which hopefully will also be pretty. And once you do this, so I'm getting really excited. I don't know if you can kind of see, there are a couple little plants starting to grow. I like to water in the morning because I think it doesn't promote as much maybe growth of like mold or some of the things that can occur on tomatoes, like the different mildewy type things. It seems to work better that way. Like I said, we're going to be working on building up this summer with the pole beans and the peas and probably some of the squashes. And so if you've used any really neat structures that you like to help things in your garden grow up, please feel free to post under the video because I'll learn from you guys too. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.